everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Study with Soumya. Make sure to subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed till now. This channel is definitely going to be very helpful for you. So in the continuation of the aptitude series for the preparation of TCS and QT May, in this video we are going to start a new topic, that is percentage. We have already covered all the concepts and some questions based on the number system. So if you haven't watched this video, then I would recommend that you have to watch number system, because it is very important and you will get questions based on number system, right? So first watch those videos based on number system, then start watching percentages, right? So in this video we are going to understand the concepts to solve the questions of percentages, and then we will solve some questions based on percentages, right? So make sure to watch the complete video, because this video will help you to understand the concept of percentages, and then you can practice the questions accordingly for yourself, right? So if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. Also do join us at our Telegram channel. Without wasting any time, let's get started. Before starting with the questions, that is very important for you that at least you should prepare the fraction form of these many percentages. That is at least I'm saying. So for example, here you can see 10% means 1 by 10, 25% means 1 by 4, 50% means 1 by 2, 12 into 1 by 2% means 1 by 8, or simply like 12.5% is 1 by 8. Okay, 6 into 1 by 4% is 1 by 16, 33 into 1 by 3%, that is 1 by 3, 66 into 2 by 3%, that is 2 by 3, and 14 into 2 by 7% is 1 by 7. Well, all these value also been calculated. Like as, let me tell you that how we calculated this value. So 10% you can see, we can write it as 10 by 100, and this is nothing but 1 by 10. Similarly 25% we can write it as, for example, this 12 into 1 by 2% also, it can be written as 25 by 2, and then we have to divide this by 100 to convert into fractional form, and you can see we are getting this as the output, that is 25 1 ja 25 4 ja 100, 4 into 2 8, and 33 let's take now 33 into 1 by 3. So this can be written as 100 by 3, right? Because 3 into 33, that is 99 plus 100 by 3, and again this also we have to divide by 100, so this is going to give us 1 by 3. Also 33 1 by 3 and 33.33, they are same. Why? Because when you are going to get this term, when you will divide 100 by 3, then what we are supposed to get? This 33.33, and if you will divide this particular thing by 100, then for sure we are going to get 1 by 3 as the output, right? So this is how it is working. Okay, and let's talk about this 14 into 2 by 7. So 14 into 2 by 7, that is 14 7 ja 98 plus 200, 100 by 7, and if you will divide this by 100, so we are going to get 1 by 7. Okay, so this is how we are getting these values, and I am asking you to memorize them because it will help you in the calculation. See, we have to maintain the speed when solving aptitude, and if you are aware of these sort of terms, instead of calculating them right there at the exam, if you are aware and if you have learned them, then for sure that is going to be helpful for you. And even you no need to learn them, because when you will solving the questions, automatically these value will be memorized to you. Okay, when solving the question, as many as questions you will solve, that is going to be helpful for you, right? Let me show you one example so that you can see that how these values can be helpful. So for example, I ask you that tell me 366 into 2 by 3%. Quickly tell me. So how we can write it as? It can be written as 300 plus 66 2 by 3%, right? So to convert this in fractional form, we have to just simply divide it by 100. Okay, and this 66 into 2 by 3%, we already know that this is 2 by 3. We don't have to do anything. Then just simply 3 plus 2 by 3, and that is going to give us 3 3 9, 11 by 3. Okay, and you can see how quickly we made it. Otherwise, if I'm giving you this particular term and you are not aware of these sort of things, then for sure you are going to take the time, and in the exam just in 1 to 1.5 minutes we have to solve the question, right? Otherwise you will lag behind. So that is how the things are going to work. Well, they won't ask that much difficult percentage that you have to take lots of time in conversion to the fraction, but then also just memorize these things. That is going to be helpful for you only. Now let's start with the first question of this video. So in percentage, the only thing that you have to learn is this percentage to fraction conversion. That's it. Because solving the questions using percentage is sometimes problematic or sometimes calculative as well. But if you will convert this percentage to fraction like as it is, I already told you how to convert. Just simply you have to divide it by 100. Okay, any term that is given in percentage, you have to simply divide it by 100 to convert this into fraction. That is what you have to do. Okay, so that is going to be very helpful in case of your calculation. Well, you will know more about this when solving the question. So let's start with the first question now. So here's the first question, that if 35% of C's income is equal to 25% of D income. Without thinking anything, just note down whatever is given in the question. That is 35% of C is equal to 25% of D. Okay, so 25%, I already told you that 25% is what? 1 by 4. Okay, 25 by 100 means 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 of D is equal to, and this can be written as 35 by 100 into C. That is what given to us. Now they are asking the ratio of C's income to D income. So basically you have to tell C ratio D what it is. Oh, very simple question. So let's take this D to this side, C by D. Let's take this 100 to this side. That is, we are doing cross multiplication kind of thing. This 35 to this side, and here we have this 4. Okay, so 4, 25, this got cancelled, and 5 5 is 25, 5 7 is 35. So what is the ratio that we got? It is 5:7. Okay, so answer is going to be 5:7. Let's see the next question now. So here's our next question. Amit's expenditure and savings are in the ratio 5:3. So just note down whatever is given in the question. So expenditure ratio with saving is given as 5:3. Also they have given if his income increased by 12%. So let's calculate the income first. So initially when expenditure was 5 and saving was 3, it means total income is 5 plus 3, that is 8. Now they are saying income increased by 12%. So increased income is going to be 8. So first we have to calculate that what is the 8 into 12%. So that is going to give us 0.96. So now his income has increased by 0.96 term, right? You can simply calculate that what is the 12% of 8, and that is what? 0.96. So new income is what? New income is what? 8 plus 0.96, that is 8.96. Also they are saying that his expenditure increased by 15%. So initially his expenditure was 5, now 15% of 5 is 0.75. So new expenditure is what? 5.75. Right, 5 plus 0.75, that is 5.75. Now they are asking that how much percentage his savings increase. So saving is going to be, just simply you have to minus, you have to subtract new expenditure from the salary, right? 8.96 minus 5.75, that is going to give us 3.21. Now they are asking in the percentage, so we have to do. So you can see initially the saving was 3 and now it is 3.21. So what is the difference? 0.21. So 0.21 is the difference and they are asking on which salary? The initial one. So 0.21 upon 3 into 100, and that is nothing but 7%. Okay, 3 7s are 0.7 and this point got removed by 100, so we are getting 7%. So this is our correct answer. I hope you understood the question. Let's see the next question now. Also first try to solve the question by yourself and then you can check the solution for the confirmation. So here's our next question, that in a college 40% of the students play football. Means P of F is 40%, like students playing football, and 50% play chess. So P of C 50%. And now they are saying if 18% of the students neither play football nor chess, the percentage of the students playing both. Okay, so let's suppose there are 100% students in the college, right? And out of them there are 80% students who neither play football nor chess. It means what we can do, 100 minus 18, that is we are getting 82%. Now this 82% is showing the students who either play football or chess or both. Now they are asking the students playing both. So for this we are having a formula that P of P F union C equal to P of F plus P of C minus P of F intersection C. So this term is denoting the students playing either football or chess or both. So what is, we have already calculated this, so it is 82%. P of F means only playing football, so that is given in the question itself, 40%. P of C only playing chess, so that is 50% given in the question. And this is what we have to calculate, that the students who either play football or chess. So let's just solve this. Let's take this term here so that it can be positive. 50 plus 40, 90, 90 minus 82, that is going to give us 8%, right? So 8% is going to be the correct answer for this particular question. Okay, I hope it's clear. Next question says that if 30% of A is added to 40% of B, 30% of A plus 40% of B, the answer is 80% of B. So it is equal to basically 80% of B. So what percent of A is B? Okay, what percent of A is B? So what we're gonna do, first let's solve this out. So 30% means 3 by 10. So 3 by 10 of A. 40% means 4 by 10. 4 by 10 of B. Or let's simply solve it. No need to convert this in fraction. What we can do, just 30% A equal to, let's take this term here, it is going to be 40% B. So A by B, what we are getting? A by B, 40 by 30, that is nothing but 4 by 3. So A ratio B, we are getting 4 by 3. Now they are asking what percent of A is B. It means we have to take B by A. So B is 3, A is 4, and we have to convert this in percentage. So we have to multiply by 100, and this is nothing but 75%. So we can say that B is 75% of A. Okay, B is 75% of A. So what is the correct answer? Option B. Let's see the next question now. Next question says a fruit seller had some oranges. Okay, he sells 40% apples and still has 420 oranges. Originally, how many oranges he was having? Okay, so let's suppose he was having 100% oranges, out of which he sold 40%. Now the remaining are 60%. And in the question they are saying that after selling 40%, still he has 420. It means this 60% is equal to 420, right? And so what is 1%? 1% is nothing but 7, right? You can just, we are getting 1% equal to 7. So originally we initially we assumed that he is having 100% oranges. So 100% is going to be 100 into 1, that is 100%. And here also you have to multiply the same, 700. It means the shopkeeper, okay, the fruit seller is having 700 oranges, right? A pretty simple question. Let's move to the next question now. So here's our next question. Two workers A and B are paid a total of rupees 550 per week by their employer. If A is paid 120% of the sum paid to B, then how much is B paid per week? So what we can do, let's suppose X amount is paid to B per week. That is what we are assuming. Okay, so also they have given A plus B is equal to 550. Okay, so the amount of A plus amount of B is equal to rupees 550 per week. So we have assumed that amount of B is X, right? And about A, they have already said that A is paid 120% of the sum paid to B. So this can be written as 120 by 100 into X, right? So if you will solve this, so we are going to get 6 by 5 by X. 6 by 5 into X plus X equal to 550, 11X, and that is going to be here 550 into 5. X equal to what we will get, 250 rupees. X equal to 250 rupees. Okay, so B is paid 250 rupees per week. That is going to be the correct answer. Let's see the next question now. Next question says, in an election between two candidates, the winning candidate A has got 70% of the votes polled and has won by 15400 votes. What is the number of votes polled for losing candidates? So what we can suppose, let's suppose 100% votes were polled, out of which A got 70% as if mentioned in the question itself, and the remaining is 30%. So it must have got by the losing candidate. So losing got 30% and A got 70%. Now they are saying that A won by 1500 vote. It means that what is this 1500? It is the difference between the votes polled for A and the losing candidate. So what is the difference from here? What you can see, it is 40%. So basically they have given 40% is equal to 15400. Let's calculate 1%. So 0 0 cancel, and if you will divide this 1540 by 4, we are going to get 385, right? So now we have to determine that number of votes polled for losing candidate. Losing was 30%, so just multiply 30 both the sides. So 30% is equal to 30 into 385, right? So let's multiply this one. So what we are supposed to get, we will get 11550. Okay, so the losing candidate got 11550 votes, right? I hope this is clear. Let's see the next question now. So for this, here's the formula that you can use to determine that what is the price, what was the price 2 years ago. Just take actual price, actual or like present price, that you what can see, present price equal to the price that you have to determine, that is after 2 years ago, P into 1 plus R raised to time. So actual price given is 7500. P is what that we have to determine. 1 plus R means the rate to which it is changing. So 25% that we are having. 25% can be written as 1 by 4. And T is what? Time. So time they are saying 2 years. So let's solve this one. 7500 equal to P into 5 by 4 square. And further if you will solve, so P into 1 by 4, 5 by 4, 5 by 4. Okay, 5 5 ja 25, 25 3 ja 75, that got cancelled, and 4 4 ja 16, 3 ja 48. So P is going to be 4800. Okay, so the price of the necklace 2 years ago was 4800, right? Let's see the next question now. The price of a rice is increased by 12%. If a consumer wants to keep his expenditure on the item the same as before, how much percent must be reduced on his consumption so that consumption on that item? So the price of rice has increased by 12%. Okay, so 12% can be written as 12 by 100 if you will further divide this. So what we are going to get? 3 by 25, right? So what we can say, 12 by percent rice price has been increased. So price we can write it as, so let's suppose initially it was 25, now it has increased by 12%, that is by the term of 3 it has been increased. So 25 plus 3 is going to give us 28. So first it was 25, now it has been increased and now it is 28. Okay, also they want to keep their expenditure same on that item the same as before. So how much percentage must be reduced in the consumption? So basically price is inversely proportional to consumption. That is what you have to keep in your mind. So then consumption, when the price is low, for sure consumption will be high. So 28 will come here and 25 will come here, because I just told you that price is inversely proportional to the consumption, right? So that is what they are saying. Now from here what you can see that what is the change in the consumption? What is the change in the consumption? There is a change of 3 unit. There is a change of 3 unit in the consumption, right? On the price, on which price? 28. So what is simply we have to do 3 by 28, and as if we want this in percentage, so just multiply by percentage. So 300 by 28, that is what we are getting. Let's further solve this one. Okay, so 4 7 are 28, 75 7, right? And this can be further solved. This can be further solved as 10 into 5 by 7, right? 10 into 5 by 7. So that is going to be a correct answer. I hope you got the question. So this is it for this video. I hope you understood all the questions. In the next video, we will discuss further questions, more questions based on the concept of percentages. And then we will complete the concept of percentages, and then we will switch to the profit and loss. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Keep watching the videos and keep sharing the videos, right? Thank you. Keep preparing.